Hey there, thank you for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings. It's another Lego episode. We are looking at one of the latest 3 sets from Animal Crossing. This is the smallest of the 3 sets. This is set 77058, Goldie's Cozy House. It's 149 pieces. There is the front of the box for you. There is the top of the box, and you can see Goldie there. There is the lovely sort of photos on the side of the box. There's the blurby other side of the box. There's the blurby bottom of the box. And here's the back of the box. And as of course, always, these are customizable. In that, of course, you can move segments around. Although disappointingly, this particular house doesn't seem to have swappable windows. Anyway, not going to do a time lapse today, just going to build it because it's only a small set. So that comes separately. So here we have an empty box. So going to put that there. Now we've got bag 3, bag 1, bag 2. So put 2 and 3 over here. Here is our manual. And of course we are following Goldie along in the instructions. So let's just get on with it, shall we? Now, I have a sort of love-hate relationship with these bags. Obviously, you know, paper bags and all that, excellent, good for the environment, although I'm fairly certain that little sheen there might be a plastic coating inside. Not really sure. However, tearing them really puts my teeth on edge. Just kind of, yeah. Here's Goldie. Goldie is a Labrador, I think. That makes sense. Or a Golden Retriever. Actually, Golden Retriever makes a lot more sense, doesn't it, Andrew? Come on, pay attention. Goldie has a lovely printed face, hole in the top for putting, you know, party hats and things on. I'm assuming this is dual molded with the ears. I could be wrong. Printing on the front, got the short bendy legs, printing on the back, no arm printing, but sort of hand printing the same colour as the nose and the ears there. So there is the one minifig that we've got in this set. Now we're just going to build this now. As I say, probably not a lot of point doing a time lapse, but anyway, yes, getting back to noises that set my teeth on edge. Now I am of an age where teachers at school actually used proper blackboards, and I had one teacher, Mr. Giles was his name. He was my French teacher, one of them anyway, and he would obviously write on a blackboard, and he had a blackboard eraser, blackboard rubber, but it wasn't made of rubber, blackboard eraser. And it used to live on a little metal lip underneath and there goes a piece on the floor already.
Of course.
Because that's how things go. And there goes my phone.
Of course.
Because apparently we suffer from hypergravity here, so I'm just going to pause the build while I go and find that piece. I've gone and invested in this sort of covery thing to stop things rolling away, but apparently, look. Anyway, I'm getting diverted from diversions here. Look, there's a lovely snail. There's a Lego snail. That's a new piece to me with that bit on top. Anyway, right, let's get back. The point I was making was that this blackboard eraser would sit on a sort of metal lip, and every now and then he would scrape the blackboard eraser on the metal lip to sort of clean it off, and that really set my teeth on edge. Couldn't stand that noise. And I kind of get a similar kind of feeling whenever I rip these Lego paper bags. It's just me. I don't know why. Look, we've got a sort of picnic table. Okay, so put that in there. Right, and we have a Lego pear. That's nice. We have a Lego croissant. There we go. And we have a pink cup. And we've got one spare piece in this bag, which is the top of a snail. And here's our two mini builds. We've basically got, I think this is, it's a while since I've played Animal Crossing. I mean, it looks like a post box, but I think I seem to recall there's a place where you can, it's not a workshop, it's like a place where you can get like recipes for building things. I could be wrong. I'm losing my mind. I'm getting very old. Anyway, bag number 2. And you see, it's that bit really puts my teeth on edge. Bag 2 being the most substantial bag in this particular set. Now, the other thing as well about these paper bags is that they seem to suffer from static cling, and very occasionally tiny pieces will kind of get statically sort of attached to the inside. Now we have a sub bag for bag number 2, and that again, that noise really sets my teeth on edge. Make sure there's nothing in that bag. Okay, so this is obviously the main part of the build, and this is going to be Goldie's house. Now Goldie, I'm trying to think whether Goldie's male or female, to be honest. Let's assume female, shall we? Does it matter? Not really. We've got these very specialized pieces here on the sides, and we seem to have, there it is. I'll just tip that out of there. So we've got these 2x2 dark bluish grey jumpers here, and then we see, I quite like this little thing that I've got here. My tray at the moment is full of space Lego, which is why I don't have it out today. But this little surface I've got here, it kind of stops stuff rolling away because it can only roll so far, right? Although, as we've already seen, stuff will still end up on the floor.
Of course.
But, you know, we can only try our best. Right then, so now we have plants. Now, obviously, you know, I say plants, they're basically a stud with a leaf on the top. But what I will say, for the record, is that I find organic shapes in Lego the most annoying things to build. Very, very annoying. I prefer, like, you know, machines like Star Destroyers and Death Stars and things like that. Talking about Death Stars, the new Lego $1,000 set Death Star has been recently announced. I would love it, of course, but I am supposed to be going cold turkey with my Lego Star Wars purchases. The chances of me getting a review copy are absolutely none whatsoever. With my 372 subscribers, and Lego don't know me from Adam, although I did used to be a Lego ambassador a long time ago. But you see, if I was going to do the Lego Death Star, the new one, I would want also to have the GWP, the gift with purchase, because it's not just an extra Star Wars set, it's actually an addition to the Death Star itself, in that it's got a rack and a TIE fighter to hang from that rack, with 2 extra stormtroopers, and I love stormtroopers, and a TIE fighter pilot. And of course, as you all know, I love TIE fighters, right? So, you know, it's a tricky situation, right? Because I would want to order this thing, like pre-order it now, so that I got it on release, so that I could get the gift with purchase, which is only going to be available for a limited time when it actually launches. And I don't have the funds for that right now. Liz doesn't have the funds right now. Basically, obviously, Liz doesn't work anymore, living in hospital, and basically gets all of her money from me at the moment. So, yeah, so it looks like I'm going to miss out on the Death Star. And I know it's very controversial, and a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people have said a lot of nasty things about it. But it's a Lego Death Star, and it's huge. And I do really, really, really want it. But in the UK, it's 900 of your Earth pounds. And I just can't afford £900 at the moment, as much as I would love it. So, there you go. No Lego Death Star for me, I'm afraid. On the topic of Liz, she might be coming home for a few hours on Saturday. Now, essentially, we've been told that it's impossible for her to actually come back home and live. But I'm trying to kind of get her home for a few hours a month to visit from the hospital, and I'm hoping that that is what kind of goes ahead. We were talking with a particular nurse sort of / manager at the hospital about, and she was helping us with the arrangements. Unfortunately, she's kind of had to leave very suddenly and under something of a cloud, and we don't really know why, which has kind of thrown the plans into disarray slightly, because I don't know where we stand now with having that arrangement honoured, so to speak. But if Liz does come home on Saturday, it will be with a driver, and it will be with a nurse. So we'll have a whole bunch of people here. And we'll just have to see how it goes. And if it goes well, then hopefully we can do further visits in the future, but maybe visits where I can actually go and pick her up, bring her home, and then take her back. But as I say, we're on to bag 3 now. Look, as I say, it's not actually going to be possible for her to come home full time. Look, see, that had a bit of static cling on it, and it stayed in there. You got to watch out for that with these new bags. Anyway, we're now on to bag 3, and we are building the roof of Goldie's house with some nice sort of tile work, using these lovely sort of 2x2 kind of semi-rounded, I don't know the actual name of the piece, if I'm honest with you. Okay, so that bit goes, I think, how far? That's tricky. Oh, I see. That bit goes over there. Yes, I'm being dim. Quite often happens, me being dim. You know, it happens. Being dim is just one of those things. Sometimes you just lack common sense. Okay, and that goes on there. And there is the roof. Now, we're on the home straights of this set. What are we building now? Ah, chimney. Building a little chimney pot here. Excellent. We don't want Goldie to be suffocated by cooking fumes or what have you. Jabba waninchi kokba krutani katane wanayoska. That's my Greedo impression from Star Wars. I'm not going to say Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, because when I saw it in the cinema, that's not what it was called. It was called Star Wars. So there. Oh, it's a little piano we're making here. That's quite cool. Okay, so Jabba waninchi kokba krutani katane wanayoska. Yes, Greedo. Why did you have to fry poor Greedo? Well, you know, it was him or me, mate. He had a gun. He had a shooter. Do 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 do. And there we have the music. Lovely. So the piano can go in there. What's next to build? Next we've got a little piano stool. That's cool. Oops. Put that in there. And I think this is going to be the final part of the build. And of course it's Goldie's bed. That goes like that. That goes like that. That goes like that. That goes like that. And then we have that there. And that, ladles and jelly spoons, is everything. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 spare pieces. We have the main build, which is a house. We have picnic table. We've got the sort of the snail rock workbenchy thing. And of course we have Goldie, the dog. Nice, very simple build. No stickers. Of course you have these little tabs here. So essentially you can sort of attach these bits together as you see fit. Although I will say, yeah, that probably, yeah, I will say that's a little bit fiddly to get in there, but whatever. That one's probably better like that. So you can sort of have the house with the sort of post box off to the side and the picnic table there, or the picnic table at the front. But I mean, it's Lego, so everything is customizable ultimately in Lego world. So this is very much reminiscent of a Fabuland set to me. I mean, look at this, the colorful door, and obviously the head of the animal and what have you. The Fabuland sets look amazing and had sort of lots of bright colors, and obviously with larger figures, and the Animal Crossing sets very much remind me of those. And I like the piano inside the house, although I failed to put the, that's it, now the stools center with the piano. So and of course we should probably have Goldie inside playing said piano, because that's obviously his or her bag, right? Lego's my bag. Look, there we go. Lovely. Very nice little set. Good for children, that one especially. There's 2 other Lego Animal Crossing sets that have just come out. I have one of them here. The other one I don't have yet, but they're substantially bigger. But I thought I might as well build this one live. So there you go, everybody. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Total Ramblings. Please do all the usual YouTubey stuff, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.